Today on Revolutionary News, we cover the events and people of the war that established America. For the one-year anniversary of our independence, we see everything from George Washington to the Boston Tea Party. We got it all, fam. Our first guest, Alexander Hamilton. Hey yo, what's up? It's your boy Alexander Hamilton. How does a bad boy, orphan, son of an unrespected woman, grow up to be a revolutionary hero? I was a lawyer, leader, economist, journalist, government official, and political scientist serving youthfulness in the Continental Army, meeting Washington, writing essays and making it into the AC, contributions to the Constitution with the Federalist Papers, 85 essays with Madison and Jay. They had counter-arguments giving formal consent. Although my financial status was not always the best, the blackmail was Reynolds' test. I am Alexander Fam, it's lit. Rest in peace, Hamilton. Now we see Thomas Jefferson.
As a founding father of this great new country, I am extremely proud to have served in the Continental Congress and to have been author of the Declaration of Independence, which we all know is the basis of this great country. I was one of the youngest delegates to the Second Continental Congress. I think my sole contribution to the revolution was my part in the Declaration, which really compares to nothing else.
I don't think I'm that bad, but yes, I was an early hero. Washington had given me his full trust, and I fought for the colonists with justice for as long as I could, but I retreated to the British, since nobody gave me enough recognition and praise as I deserved. My biggest mistake might have been when my plot was revealed for money and leadership, if I exchanged the West Point, but the past is in the past. Plus, I helped win the war with my influence over those stupid colonists.
Although a terrible man, Arnold did help us in the beginning and fueled us with anger in the end. So yes, maybe he helped. As another founding father, I contributed to the American Revolution. I founded a committee of correspondence. This little committee of mine helped start and organize events from the Boston Tea Party into the Stamp Act in 1756. Some believe that I was the driving force behind the Boston Massacre. I am so grateful for all the support of the colonists and the movement that I became leader of that started the war we all won. Now, the greatest man to ever live, George Washington.
Thank you, but yes, I am great. I was General Commander-in-Chief of the colonial armies during the war. I was a leader for many of our soldiers and worked hard to support everyone through the process. I think my greatest work was truly being a leader. I mean, the Battle of Yorktown would have never happened if Cornwallis never surrendered to me and the soldiers. So I thank everyone who fought for this great new country. Let us celebrate.
What a great man. Now, to commemorate the time since, why not look into the events that made up the Revolutionary War? Beginning with the Boston Massacre, which killed 5 innocent colonists. The massacre took place on Boston streets, between a patriot mob and a squad of British soldiers. And although the event was tragic, it helped fuel colonists against the British who took innocent lives. It helped the people unite and despise the soldiers who fought against us and our freedom. Next up, the Boston Tea Party. The political protest at Griffin's Wharf let us take a stand against the British and fight back. Our faithful Sons of Liberty boarded the British tea ships and threw 342 chests of tea into the harbor. A great moment, which indeed spilled the tea. Although powerful, the Boston Tea Party brought on the Intolerable Acts. They were passed by the British Parliament and were a series of punitive acts against the colonists. With 17,000 French and Continental troops beside George Washington, we gratefully won with pride. For the 11 days of the forces pushed against the British, Cornwallis finally sent out his surrender. Originally making many demands, Washington disagreed. When we began to prepare for another attack, Cornwallis finally surrendered, and the battle was over. This surrender at the Battle of Yorktown ended the Revolutionary War with our victory. Of course, we can't forget the official ending of this harsh time. The Treaty of Paris was the final agreement between the British and colonies over our freedom. Signed in Paris, King George III of Britain and the representatives of the colonies, it made so that Britain recognized the colonies as free and independent from their own, and that they were free to Western expandment. Finally, Declaration of Independence. The Continental Congress appointed 5 leaders to write these great rules. Jefferson wrote the first draft, and after changes were made, it was presented. The Declaration is now the basis of our lives as a new nation. It was an official split from British government and ruling as we made our That's all for this one-year anniversary special of Revolutionary News.